Ladies and gentlemen, our first real stasis gun has been added to the game. And no, I didn't forget about Salvation's Grip, but CRYOSTHESIA, Season 14 Season Pass Exotic, can both shoot bullets and freeze enemies, not just spew out mini glacier walls. And honestly, I don't have a whole lot to say about this gun right now. I don't have the catalyst unlocked yet, but I do want to touch on it real quick. I'm going to try to get you all the information that you would expect from one of my videos, but in a little less formal manner. If you do end up enjoying this video, both liking and subscribing are great ways to show your support. But, as always, only do so if you think the content is worth supporting. But CRYOSTHESIA is a Stasis exotic sidearm that does reside in the kinetic slot, firing at 260 rounds per minute with 13 rounds in the magazine. This is going to put it most in line with the precision frame sidearm archetype, like Lonesome or Vestian Dynasty. But we also see this weapon has a charge time of 670. This is going to pertain to its alternate fire functionality. And the stats on this weapon are very good, sitting near the top of every category when compared to the base stats of our legendary precision frame sidearms. Most notably, the range and stability, sitting at 75 and 65 respectively. Also, a very nice aim assist value coming in at 93. And the recoil at 92 is strong, but it is going to drift slightly to the left as it fires. The intrinsic trait is LN2 burst. Variable trigger, press and release to fire an individual shot. And this is only the case when the LN2 burst feature is activated. When it's not, this weapon does fire on a trigger pull. But you can hold and fire a charged shot when liquid cooling is active, which just so happens to be the exotic perk. Final blows enable a charged shot for a short duration. Targets hit are instantly frozen at the cost of the weapon's entire magazine. The exotic catalyst, once unlocked, will refill the magazine from reserves when shattering a frozen target. So let's have a look at all this in-game. Upon securing a kill, we see LN2 Burst Ready appear on the left side of our screen with a 10-second duration. This is our window to hold the trigger down, charge the weapon up, fire a shot that will freeze a target. When this shot releases, it is going to consume the remainder of your magazine, and you cannot pocket this buff. You can reload the weapon, but if you swap off of CRYOSTHESIA, you will lose the ability to fire the stasis shot. Looking at the weapon's recoil pattern, this is very serviceable, but you can see that it does walk off to the left just a little bit as the weapon fires. You probably don't need to, but being an exotic, we don't have any means of straightening this out. For the base reload speed, we're looking at just about 1.74 seconds. But if you throw on a single sidearm loader mod, you can knock this down to 1.4 seconds. At base, the total ammo and reserves is 161 rounds. With a single sidearm reserves mod equipped, you can hold up to 177. And this may not be a bad idea. It's cheap at 1 energy, and you do drop a lot of ammo if you're constantly charging up your stasis shot. Into the damage numbers, and 2 small bits of housekeeping. First, my standard reminder that PvE damage numbers are variable and will change depending on content scaling or enemy tier. I always test in the Conflux Lost sector on Nessus versus our good buddy Carl the Colossus. So this is where I'm at if you want to run your numbers against mine. Which brings me right into point number 2. I'm very happy to say that due to the minimal power level increase this season, the overworld damage scaling has remained consistent. So we're safe to go back and compare damage numbers to any of the reviews that I did back in Season of the Chosen. But versus Carl, CRYOSTHESIA is dealing 3,602 points of damage on a crit and 2,570 points of damage to the body. The maximum potential base damage in a single magazine is 46,826 if all bullets land as crits. Time to empty the full 13-round magazine will be approximately 2.79 seconds, so our single mag damage per second sits at around 16,784. The charged stasis shot is going to deal 129 points of damage, which is next to nothing, but the target is now open to be shattered. Damage numbers for the Crucible. On a crit, CRYOSTHESIA is going to hit for 57 points of damage. Into the body, we're hitting for 41 points of damage. This is going to put our optimal time to kill at 0.7 seconds by landing 2 crits and 2 body shots. And the body shot time to kill is sitting at 0.93 seconds, with 5 shots needing to land. For the physical range, we're going to hit for full damage from 16 meters in. Past that, we will start to see damage fall off occur. And something worth mentioning, if you are running a Stasis subclass, CRYOSTHESIA will proc your Whisper of Hedrons buff. That's going to give you a 25% damage increase, and with this buff, you can 3-tap Guardians to the head in 0.47 seconds. As for the weapon's performance, I can't sit here and tell you that I'm a sidearm guy, because I'm not. I do have a select few that I do like, but for the most part, they're just not a weapon class that I personally enjoy using or find a great deal of success with. I generally like my primaries to have a little bit more range versatility in both PvP and PvE, but this little guy's not too bad. The range on the weapon is pretty decent, It's stable, and the recoil is manageable. It delivers a nice chunk of close range burst damage in PvE, and does have a very friendly bullet combination to hit its optimal time to kill in PvP. Oh yeah, and you basically have a stasis ability on demand. It is kill activated and does have a duration window, but with the long cooldown times that stasis abilities see, having stasis on your gun can really be a big benefit. Because like we saw in the PvP section, this weapon does have the ability to proc the stasis fragment effects. So not only hedrons, but fissures, refraction, bonds, any of the fragments that involve freezing or defeating a frozen target pair up very nicely with CRYOSTHESIA's exotic function. And a nice little bonus if you're a warlock, you can now properly synergize stasis with Mantle of Battle Harmony. So there is a lot of potential upside to running CRYOSTHESIA, as long as you're cool with using a sidearm, because at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's a sidearm with some serious utility built in, but a sidearm nevertheless. In high-end PvE content, the physical range probably will hold it back a bit, but I suppose with the right setup or team composition, maybe it could get some footing. And in PvP, I think this weapon's gonna stick around. A lot of times with Season Pass exotics, that usage rate is hot and heavy right off the bat in the Crucible. Everyone just got a shiny new toy to play with, and they're trying to punch out that exotic catalyst. Over time, the usage rate starts to dwindle, and some guns fade into obscurity. I think CRYOSTHESIA is one that does have some real staying power though. For that pocket of the player base who really enjoys using sidearms, this is a solid choice. And while it doesn't sit in the most lethal of the sidearm archetypes, it is a good feeling weapon. And you pair that with the fact that it just gives you another avenue to use stasis, which is still extremely dominant in PvP. So yeah, I see CRYOSTHESIA as a weapon that very well may find a place in the Crucible landscape. But if you did enjoy this video, please remember to leave it a like and consider subscribing to the Ironworker Gaming channel to catch much more Destiny 2 content here in Season of the Splicer. If you'd like to contact me, you can look for Ironworker814 on Twitter, join our channel Discord, link will be in the description, or comment down below and I will do my best to get back to you. I try to interact with the comment section as much as humanly possible, but I am going to be busy for the next couple days doing reviews, so if I don't get back to you right away, I apologize. But with all that being said, I'd like to thank you for taking the time out of your day to check out this weapon review. You guys are awesome, and I will catch you on the next one.